November 8th, 2012, and Mason was going to skip school this morning to go deer hunting with me. We were chasing after this buck we called Rocky. He was hands down the biggest deer I'd ever seen in my life, and we'd had a lot of trail camera pictures of him, and especially the last week leading up to that day, he had been coming in almost every single day. He came in mostly in the mornings, and so we decided we weren't going to hunt in the evenings. It was all going to be morning hunts, and since he was coming in so consistently, we weren't going to grunt, we were going to rattle, none of that. We're just going to go in there, sit quiet, and hope that he comes by. Right at daylight, Mason and I spot this buck chasing a doe out in front of us in the timber. We can kind of get glimpses of him, and at first Mason thought it was him, and then we got a decent look at his rack, and it didn't take much of a look to notice that it wasn't Rocky. And not 5 minutes later, we seen another doe and a big wide set antlers coming through the woods. We knew who it was. Him and this doe, they go off to the left of us, and they're eating on these bushes. The doe stays over there for probably 10-15 minutes, but he walked on past her and came right out in front of the hay bale blind at about 23 yards. And Alright, well, as you saw, that deer is a freaking monster. I feel like I made a pretty good shot. Looks at the video, looked good. It may have been a little forwards, but I don't know. He kicked the arrow out. I see it laying there, and I'm worried about the shot, but I think it'll be alright. If I see this deer laying on the ground, it's gonna hit me, but right now I'm just worried more than many things. He broke my arrow off, and it looks like it got pretty good penetration, really. There's not a whole lot of blood here on the ground, but we're gonna track through where we saw him go, and hopefully we find him.
Oh, yeah.
He is nice.
Oh,
Oh my God.
holy smokes.
Oh my God. Oh my baby. Look at this bad boy. I told you.
Holy smokes, look at
body.
this deer.
Look at that body on that deer.
Look
at the ants in there already.
Oh my gosh, Mason. Look at this thing.
we got quite a bit of pictures of this guy on camera, and so that was me and Mason's goal for the rest of the year, was to get him killed. And came out this morning. Him and another small buck were chasing some does around, and they walked right up here where we had our trail camera, 20 yards, and I put a pretty good shot on him. It hit the shoulder, but since I shoot the old PSE Omen, it went right through the shoulder and in the lungs, and he didn't run but 80 yards maybe. And this is probably the biggest deer I've ever seen, and definitely the biggest deer I've ever killed. And I mean, his width and mass is just ridiculous, and he's got all kinds of character. This is just an awesome buck, and Mason once again films me killing a nice buck. He's always the one behind the camera when I put the bucks down, and I got to film him killing one a couple weeks ago, and so now we got to get Griffin one now. We'll have the hat trick. Initially scored him at 176 3/8. This right here, we weren't sure how to score this. We did some research on it, and since it's webbed all the way down and the base of it is a peanut shape, not an oval shape, that indicates two separate tines. And the same thing over here on this side. And so after rescoring, he ended up going 185 and or 183 and 5/8. And you know, either way, I'd have been happy with the score. I mean, it honestly didn't matter to me what he scored. This deer was a deer of a lifetime, and you know, just getting the opportunity to take a deer like this was just amazing. And you know, I told Mason we weren't going to worry about getting much pre-footage. If he came out, I'm just going to take a shot at him. And, so we didn't get much pre-footage of him, but we did get it on camera, and we were able to get the job done. That's the story of Rocky.